The statistics, yes, is dwindling in terms of the level of support that the citizens have for democracy. But we can still accept the fact that democracy has been in operations in the last 25 years. There are contours, there are roadblocks, there are challenges in terms of democratic credentials of the states or of the regime or whatever. Part of this is that if you look at the idea of electoral democracy, the concept of elections plays an important role. An election is a process. Those process requires that the electorates are properly captured in terms of voters registered, and they have unfettered ability to choose whoever they want to live there. And all this requires a lot of process that we have assigned that the midwife of that process to, in the context of Nigeria Independent National Electoral Commission, that we come conceptually as electoral management body to ensure that this process takes place fairly, peacefully, and credibly. At the end of the day, if people participated and they ensure that they are not in one way or the other disenfranchised, their support for democracy will increase. But it can also be punctured in the sense that democracy is not cheap. Election, particularly for a large country like Nigeria, they have thousands of electoral units and what have you. The electoral materials and resources that you need to conduct credible election is not a small resources. You need billions of naira. And when people now look at this amount of money you have expended in conducting election and they still not satisfied with the quality of that election, people can start raising questions that why can't that money be used more judiciously and effectively that would translate to concrete improvement in their life? That in itself can have a kind of question. And if you don't manage the cost associated with election, both on the cost that the electoral management body require, the cost that the political actors, many political parties and candidates spend, even in contesting for election, the party finance in terms of organize the political parties as a going concern. These are resources, by the time you put them together, they may be up to 3 or 5% of the GDP, which is not a small money. And in that context, many Africans have now seen that election is becoming too expensive, prohibitively expensive. How can we manage and reduce the cost of election and you still get the quality outcome from that process is one. Then when people also don't believe in the impartiality, in independency, that the electoral management body are not independent and are also not impartial, you understand, at the end of the day, people will start questioning whatever they are doing. And once that perception is higher, it has impact on the governance outcome. That is what we are even seeing now, where there is a contestation between delegitimatizing and legitimatization of the governance. And this is very, very, very key. Policy actors, the National Assembly and what have you, citizens, media and civil society, we have to continue to interrogate the concept of democracy and how African countries can be able to localize the concept of democracy to suit the kind of society they are in. This is very, very key. Otherwise, you continue to see that the support for democracy is stagnant. Don't let me say it's going down. Let's say it's stagnant. And you need higher level of support for democracy, you understand, for governance to take place. That leads us to another concept of like trust. The democratic deficit is higher almost in every regime, either in advanced society or in younger democracy or transitory democracy. You've seen that there is a lot of dissatisfaction with political actors, and that you see this in the increasing evidence of populism even in the Western society. You understand? In African context, is that we have to ensure that democracy deliver better lives. improve the life expectancy of the people, guarantee access to quality education, access to quality healthcare. Without this, you will see that the level of the support to democratic regime will continue to be stagnant. If I don't want to use reducing, but it can't continue to stay as it is. And once things stay stagnant for long, you can predict that it will likely come down.